Hello and welcome to this episode of Essex by the Sea. I'm Owen Ward and I'm on the coast of Essex, exploring this diverse part of the world and hearing the amazing stories it has to offer. Before meeting my guests, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe on your favourite podcast app, and don't forget to tell your friends about Essex by the Sea and encourage them to subscribe too. For this episode, I'm on the beach at Chalkwell and I'm joined by Laura, Emily, Alison and Rose, who are all part of the Silver Darlings, an all-female sea shanty singing crew. And the crew captain, I believe, is Laura.
Hello, hiya.
So how did the Silver Darlings sea shanty singers all come about then?
So myself and a couple of the other women who were on the crew were part of a choir. I've been singing together for quite a few years, and as part of that we had to sing, give a performance at the end of the pier a few years ago. And while we were there, we were watching some of the other acts, and one of them was a sea shanty crew from Southend. And sea shanties are traditionally sung by men because they're sailors' working songs. And these guys just looked like they were having a whale of a time, if you pardon the pun. But we thought, well, that looks really like a lot of fun. So I turned to Shiver, who's later to become Shiver me timbers darling, and said to her, God, I really fancy singing some sea shanties. And she looked at me and I looked at her and I thought, do you know what? I think we are going to do this. And we both decided there and then that we'd start a sea shanty crew.
So those that perhaps don't quite know what sea shanties are, just to explain, because as you say, they are traditionally and historically sung by sailors.
Sung by sailors, men working at sea traditionally, and no one's really quite sure how long they've been around for. At least a good couple of 100 years, some of the earliest sea shanties, definitely. Quite often they were folk songs that were adapted and taken on board the ships and used to provide the rhythm, if you like, for some of the work that the men would have to do. So hauling in the sails and pulling on ropes and turning the capstan. Each sea shanty has a different rhythm so that the men could do their work. And although it sounds funny when you sing them, and it actually does have a very serious purpose, because without the shanties, they really couldn't get the work done.
And how long are these songs? We'll hear a little clip later on in the podcast, but I mean, are these long songs or nice little short little ditties?
For us, we usually keep each shanty to about 2 or 3 minutes long, but out at sea, these men would be singing them over and over again. It depends how long the job needed to be, and they would add in more verses, and the shantyman who would lead the song would quite often make up verses on the spot about people that they knew, women that they'd met. Some of them could have been quite bawdy. We tend not to sing too many of the bawdy ones. We adapt the lyrics if we have to, so it's more family friendly. But generally, they could be as long as you need them to be. And
do you sometimes make them up as you go along?
We've written our own shanties, certainly. Yeah, we wrote one during the lockdown to reflect the time. We had to perform that for a couple of different sea shanty festivals virtually up and down the country. But yeah, we're dabbling with making a few more of our own actually, so that's yet to come.
Brilliant. Well, Emily's here as well. What is it you enjoy about shanty singing?
I think more than anything, I really enjoy the camaraderie and the companionship. And for me, when Laura asked if I would be interested in joining, I think I didn't know that much about sea shanties. For me, I was really looking for something to get me out of the house once a week and to, I guess, make some new friends. So, and then learning these shanties, the joy came from that. I like the historical aspect, I think. I like the fact that they tell stories that otherwise might have been lost at sea, excuse the pun, because back then most working men didn't really read or write, so the way they told stories and the way these stories were handed down were through narrative, and for them primarily through song. So what I enjoy is actually going, okay, these are things, real life events and experiences that happened to people hundreds of years ago that are still surviving today.
How long has Silver Darlings been going on for?
We've been going for about 3 years, which when we started rehearsing, I think we had a little break for 2 or 3 months because it hit Christmas time, and then after Christmas we regrouped and thought, okay, if we're doing this, we're going to do this, and what's our plan? And so we started kind of holding a lot more regular rehearsal periods, picking songs we wanted to do, and then we started thinking about the Leaf Folk Festival and doing the open mic. And that was probably 2 years ago.
Recently you've been recording an album. What's that been like?
It's been interesting. We're very much a live performance band. A lot of the music that we sing and the way we sing it, it's very joyous to us. And also, usually, we have the audience participating, so we get a lot out of that. So it was a different experience for us entirely, being in the recording studio and having to try to recreate that joy and that atmosphere just on our own.
And how many tracks are on the album?
There's about 12 songs on the album, and we are looking to do some Christmas songs in addition to those as well, just on a smaller EP.
An ideal present perhaps to buy for those that are near the coast. Rose, when we think of girl groups, we might think of Spice Girls, Girls Aloud, Little Mix. Are the Silver Darlings a bit like that?
Yeah, we all have names. So my name is Baby because I'm the youngest. My mum's is Grace, the lighthouse keeper's daughter. Emily's is Viking Darling because
I'm half Norwegian.
My Nordic roots. Laura's Captain Darling because she started it all and kind of leads us. Everyone's called Shimmy Timber's Darling just because it's funny.
It was very funny at the time.
And Kate's called Dutch Courage Darling and Corkhead Darling.
Corkhead Darling.
And what do you enjoy about being part of the group?
Just the community and like the atmosphere we're singing.
And do you like performing in front of people?
Yeah.
Is it not nervous sometimes, in front of thousands of people on Southend seafront or perhaps here in Chalkwell?
Yeah, it is quite nerve-wracking, but it's all just like this experience, and once you get doing it, it's enjoyable.
How long does it take to rehearse and practice? How long are you getting together, Emily?
Well, it varies, I think, because we all have some lives outside of doing this and jobs, but we usually try and meet at least once a week. If we've got a gig coming up, or when we were getting our album together, we moved it up to 2 rehearsals a week. And I think it's probably true to say that it's no hardship doing these rehearsals. As I was saying earlier on, we have such a laugh doing them that it's never difficult when someone says, "Do we need an extra rehearsal?" It's, "Yes, I think we do. Let's meet up." And yeah, because they're just such good fun. So yeah, I'd say between once and twice a week, but then occasionally you might get a busy period and realise that, okay, we just need to leave it for a couple of weeks and then we'll regroup again.
Captain Laura, I mean, you started this all off. Did you think it would be such a success that it is now?
No, not at all. It was really just for something exciting and something different to do, really. It was completely just a hobby, but it has really flown, and it's taken off in ways that we couldn't have imagined. Like, we've been invited to an international sea shanty festival over in France next year. Hopefully that will still go ahead. It's in August, so we're really excited about that. And we never imagined in the world that we'd be travelling internationally to sing, but we will be. So that's really exciting.
Well, let's hear a little bit from the new album by the Silver Darlings.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning, hooray! Up she rises, hooray! Up she rises, hooray! And up she rises early in the morning.
Every man continued drinking, all their duties long forgot. They were deaf to every order till they heard a pistol shots. The captain stood on forecastle, swung the cat above his head. Back to your pace, or by my guess you'll wish that you were dead.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning.
I used to have a Kentish boy, but he was fat and lazy.
Away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
But now I got an Essex boy, he damn near drove me crazy.
Away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Away, ho, haul away, we'll haul away together. Away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Away, ho, haul away, we're bound for better weather. Away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
King Louis was the King of France before the Revolution.
Away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
But then he got his head chopped off, it spoiled his constitution.
Away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Away, ho, haul away, we'll haul away together. Away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Away, ho, haul away, we're bound for better weather. Away, haul away.
So, Alison, have you thought about shows like Britain's Got Talent and X Factor, perhaps?
Not yet, but maybe that's on the horizon in future. Shanties are still really quite niche, even with the fame of the Fisherman's Friends and the film they produced. Actually, we are still quite a niche
Market.
And
Particularly as women as well.
Yeah, particularly as women. There are a number of festivals up and down the country, mainly coastal. But yeah, hopefully we can break into a bigger market in the future for sure. Never rule anything out.
And if people want to hear more of the songs that you sing, where can people go?
So we have a Facebook page, so generally the easiest way to get to that is just to put at the Silver Darlings, and you'll find us quite easily. Look for a blue and white logo with a red anchor on it, and in fact, I'm just, as we're saying this, Grace Darling, the lighthouse keeper's daughter, is exposing a fantastic top that she's wearing, sporting. But yeah, so we have a Facebook page, we have a website which is silverdarlingshanty.co.uk, so you can find us there.
Well, Laura, Emily, Alison, Rose, thank you ever so much for joining me on this episode of Essex by the Sea. Next time.
The governor of the Royal Hotel put on his 1911 census the name Purfleet-on-Thames. He printed postcards as well with his name, and they said Purfleet-on-Thames. The Forum at 2002-2004, the name change was suggested again then, and back in 2017 in November made a concerted effort to say let's get this done, and eventually 4th of July this year finally happened, and we are now officially Purfleet-on-Thames.
Well, make sure you've subscribed in the same place as you found this episode so that you don't miss that. An episode will land on the 1st and 15th of each month. Essex by the Sea can also be found, as the Silver Darlings can, across social media as well. So get liking and following on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Until next time, thanks for listening.